Hi, and welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. Good morning. It is Monday, December 2nd, and it's about 10:30 this morning. So my mornings, especially on weekdays, are full of crazy busyness. I have to get my oldest off to school, and we live about 30 minutes from her school, so lots of driving. We have to get up early, have breakfast, and then I take my little one with me to the gym, and we do that for a little while, and then we head back home. So it is a very busy morning usually, but nothing super exciting or knitting related usually. Sometimes I do bring my knitting to the gym, but not today. Today I was doing some weightlifting, so I thought I would pop on here and say hi, and we can open my yarn advent for today. So I have botanical yarn advent. Yesterday's was this beautiful color, salmon pinky color. Let's see what today's is. I think it's a fade. We have this much lighter pink color. And it's also has some variegation in it. Some like spots of white on the pink. And yeah, so next to this one, you could see it is a lot lighter, but still in the same pink family. And this one is a little bit tonal, but not as tonal as this one, which is very pretty. I like pinks. I have to keep these in order because obviously I haven't cast on anything yet with them. And I want them to be in order. So I wonder if I could stick them back in this little box so that they're on the right day. Do that. All right, so what am I working on today? Today, I think I'll work on my daughter's secret little gift knit, which are these cute socks that I'm working on. So these ones I'm doing are 2x1 rib. I did that for the leg and the cuff and the top of the foot, and the bottom of the foot is stockinette. And I did a fish lips kiss heel and a wedge toe. Anyway, so I am working on the second sock, and where am I on that? I just finished the heel. So now I have the foot and the toe to go on the second sock. I don't know. I like knitting socks. I really like knitting socks. I think today is going to be a very sock knitting focused day. I think I'm going to cast on my December Sock Squad socks. Let me go get that yarn. So I got this the other day, and I talked about it yesterday, but giving me very Wicked vibes, Elphaba. So I was trying to find some socks that I thought would go with that vibe, and let me pull it up on my Ravelry. So Andrea Mallory has this pattern called Mondim socks, and it says these socks are knit from the toe up, starting with the Turkish cast on. The directions are per magic loop, but are easily adapted to DPNs. A fleagle heel ensures a beautiful fit with no holes. It doesn't really describe the pattern, so let's see. It looks like it has some eyelets and lace details, and then some ribbing. And I think with the dark yarns, it will look very nice. She has like a stripe of a pop of color under the cuff and a stripe right at the beginning of the toe. And then the fleagle heel is also the contrast color. So I think that could be really fun and kind of give Elphaba's vibe of her, you know, dark clothing and kind of understated clothing, but still elegant. I think I'm going to go with those, although I don't really like, I've only tried knitting top or bottom up, like toe up socks once, I think. Maybe a couple times, but I really like top down a lot. So I'm going to try this toe up. It's been a while and I have a whole year of sock knitting under my belt. So like, I think I could do it. It's not what I'm used to. And so it'll take a little more brain power, I think, but I think it'll be worth it. And good to expand my repertoire of knitting socks. So I'm going to work on these gift socks and cast on these ones, and maybe I'll pull out this cabin slipper that I'm also working on for my daughter. I got further. So this flap here is the top of the foot. And then you build off the sides and it's garter on the bottom. So actually it's knitting up very quickly in terms of, I don't know, it's not that hard once you get into the rhythm of brioche, especially this flap part. It's very quick back and forth because it's not very many stitches. And I'm knitting the smallest size for her. So it's fast. And then I did the tall cuff so she could fold it over, which looks cute. Yeah. So I'm going to keep going with that. I would say that Malabrigo Rios is not my favorite yarn to knit with. It's very slippery, and I think I'm used to yarns with a little more toothy grip, but I think it'll be okay. I mean, it is okay. She picked it out, and it's pretty colors. But not, I guess it's just not like making me really want to knit on it, even though I should, and it's not that hard. But that's okay. That color is the reflecting pool. I think I said tidal pool yesterday, but it's reflecting pool. All right. So my husband is going out of town today, leaving today for the week. And that means I'll be pretty busy with the kiddos. I hope that I can get plenty of knitting time in and maybe some other projects throughout the week, but yeah, not necessarily looking forward to him leaving. He does 98% of the cooking in our house, and it's not that I don't like cooking, but it's nice when somebody else takes care of it for you and you don't have to think about it. And this week I will have to think about it and make dinner and make lunches for my daughter. So, yeah, that's going to be a little bit of adjustment. I guess I will sign off for now and check in with you later as I get to knitting. So I have all my hand knit socks here and they are dirty, and so I need to wash them. I like to wash them in 2 batches, and I try to separate the different colors from light to dark so there's not too much color bleeding happening. So I'll try to pull out the lighter ones right now. So I don't know. I like to just wait until they're all dirty before I wash them again. Unless there's a pair that I really want to wear. Okay. So I'm going to wash these first, and I fill it up my bowl with some, I don't know. It's going to be pretty cold because it's cold outside. But I like to use soak. This one doesn't have a scent, but you can get ones with scents. And I fill up the bowl with the soapy water, and then I put in all my socks. This might be like way too many socks for this bowl, but oh well. As long as they all can be totally saturated. This water is freezing cold because it's like 30 something degrees outside, but it's fine. They'll still be totally fine and clean, and the soak helps a lot get all of the grease and other things out of the socks. So I'm working on Addie's Christmas sock, and I'm enjoying this knit. I don't usually have very many WIPs at once. I usually actually only have one WIP at once. And so I think I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now that I have several projects going at once, and I'm not quite sure how to manage my time. So are you a monogamous knitter, or are you somebody who has lots of WIPs at once? Because if you have lots of WIPs at once, let me know how to not feel so stressed out about my time management here, because I think I cast on all of these things because I want to finish them by the end of the month, or by Christmas. But I'm used to just having one thing at a time and focusing solely on that. And also I'm like, in a few minutes, I'm going to cast on, or at least wind up the yarn for my December Sock Squad socks. So that's going to be another WIP to add to the pile. And also, like, everything I have going right now are socks or the pair of slippers. And I kind of want something else as maybe a palette cleanser, like maybe a hat. I have some yarn for the Woolen Pine hat. I think it's called Deep Winter. I bought this yarn at Sacred Sheep. It's the Bear Paw DK from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. And so that would just kind of like switch things up a little bit to have that. But then that's adding a whole nother WIP to my inventory. Although that one doesn't have, a specific timeline. So it might be nice to just have a little palette cleanser in there. Anyways, if you have any advice for me on how to manage all of these WIPs, I would really appreciate it, because I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed by it. And I still also have the anthology throw from my Advent mini skeins that I also would like to cast on, and I want to knit my husband a pair of the cabin slippers. I think I'll wait until I finish the first pair of cabin slippers for my daughter before I cast on the second pair, because they're pretty quick and I think it's good practice for me, and hers is going to be much smaller than his. His is going to be pretty large, so it would be good to have the practice of the first pair under my belt before I start his. Anyways, just me here, constantly overwhelmed. What's new? Okay, These have been soaking for probably like 30-40 minutes, and I'm going to drain them and lay them out so they can dry. Well, it's been a busy afternoon. I had to take care of both my kids and get them situated and get them dinner and everything, and I did manage to get a little bit of knitting done. I casted on this Mondeem sock by Andrea Mowry with my Farmer's Daughter Fibers sock squad yarn. I really don't like toe-up construction. I like using DPNs, and you use a Turkish cast on to do the beginning of the toe, and I found a tutorial on YouTube using DPNs, but it's kind of tricky, and then it's pretty finicky. And also, I would much rather do decreases than increasing for the toe. So I really prefer cuff down, but I'm pushing myself a little bit and trying something different, and it went by really fast, and hopefully it'll fit good. And it's a different size needle than I'm usually using and different stitch count than I usually use, so it's all different. I hope that it'll fit, but yeah, keep an eye on that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked watching how I wash my socks. Anyways, happy December 2nd, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.